Hello, and welcome to my reflections on day 30. Wow, day 30, 30 days ago, 1 month almost of this journey, and it's just been pretty amazing. So what's day 30 been about? Day 30 has been about force and about not using force. And of course, why is that important? Well, Newton's second law, to every reaction there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so when we are forcing things, there is also a force back. As we apply pressure to something, then pressure inevitably comes back, and inevitably force, when it meets force, eventually something will break. And so one of the things that I've really thought about today is in the Tao, that idea of force and the consequences of the overuse of force. It's talked about violence, and that isn't particularly appropriate for my life. So what I've thought about is about force of will, actually, and willpower and the overt use of force in terms and the context of leadership. I have very definitely connected my thinking with yesterday and the day before, and about that relationship with recognizing that there is a way, there is a flow, there is a sense of working with people, and that doesn't mean to say that we are weak and that we can't be clear and we can't be directive and we can't be directed, but we can only go as fast as we can physically run. So trying to encourage someone and exert a level of willpower to be able to get them to achieve something or to do something will only last so long, because there is a consequence, there is a bounce back, there is in every piece of land where a war has been fought, it creates a sense of devastation afterwards. And so if I try and influence my will on someone else and they influence their will back to resist it, someone may win out, but actually there are consequences to that. And that consequence very often could be in terms of relationship. That relationship could now have a lack of trust. It may feel as though the people involved have no respect. So if I hold those things to be true, that respecting people, that everyone's doing the best they can with what they've got, if I respect the fact that actually you are the subject matter expert on the way you think about the world, and I want to be able to be in a trusting relationship, then actually we can be honest with each other. And that honesty and that vulnerability lead to more trust and more respect, which can lead to a sense of excitement, which can lead to a sense of expectation, which can lead to a sense of influencing rather than manipulating, of creating a sense of excitement and working with the flow of things rather than necessarily creating and influencing your will over someone. I mean, ultimately, you catch more flies with vinegar than you do, you collect more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So working with people and allowing them to be able to engage and be the best version of themselves is definitely a phrase that I must have used, 30 or 40 times today. So from day 30, recognizing and realizing that we can work with the flow of things, and that force creates counter force, and that for someone to want to be in a fight then around something, then they need someone to fight with, and that never normally pans out well, because now there is a winner and now there is a loser, and ultimately winners and losers, there's an impact on long-term relationships and all sorts of stuff that go with that. If we want to be able to create meaningful and long-term relationships where people feel inspired and engaged, then we need to create places where people are trusted and cherished and respected. And that doesn't always have to be fluffy for those people that automatically assume that that those words only exist. That's just about creating the right environment where people feel they can be the best version of themselves, and that's leadership. That is leadership all day long. So very definitely thinking about the world of leadership and learning and development and growth and trust and vulnerability and respect. I'll leave you with those thoughts and those ideas from day 30, and I will talk to you all soon.